Lack of sleep is no joke. Let's talk about how lack of sleep affects the body. Hi, my name is Jeffrey Butts, and I'm a doctor of dental surgery, and this channel is all about health and wellness for you to be healthy and wealthy. And today, we're talking about the effects of the lack of sleep. Sleep is so important, particularly in my line of work, because I am an implantologist, meaning I put implants in people so that they can replace the teeth that they've lost due to trauma or chronic bacteria, and they just lost a tooth, and I need to build bone around my implants to be support enough for that person to chew. Sleep is the number one thing that you can do to heal yourself in the middle of the night. Now, someone needs an implant, we would talk about some things. We would talk about food, sleep, exercise, detoxification, mindfulness. We would go over your health history, medicines that you take. We would go over all of those things. But if you're not getting an implant and you just need to know, why do I need so much sleep? Here's a reason. Because if you don't get enough sleep, you are going to have a problem, particularly according to the expert, Dr. Matthew Walker, who wrote the book, Why We Sleep. This information is out of that book. So the first thing that goes wrong when you do not get enough sleep is that you can have some cognitive impairment. You can't put your words together very well. You can't think about things, you forget things, and that's because when we're sleeping, our short-term memory, which is the things that we learned or did during the day, that's when it transfers into our long-term memory storage. And our long-term memory is what we can use in order to just do the things that we need to do to get the production in life done for you to have the healthy and wealthy life that you need. It has been studied, it has been proven, it's been shown that people who get less sleep than people that have gotten enough sleep cannot perform tasks as well. The second thing about sleep deprivation is it can cause emotional instability. Now, some people will say, I take Prozac or some kind of medication in order to help their mood. I often wonder if those particular people are getting enough rest. Sleep is going to help improve your overall mood and attitude because the processes that can only happen while you're asleep get to happen when you're sleeping. It clears out many, many toxins. Lack of sleep can impair your emotional behavior, your moods. So that's why it's so important to get enough rest. The third thing about not getting enough sleep is that it can impair your physical health. Your health is your wealth. That is what I say all the time. You know it, you can feel it. If you're watching, you know it's true. And if you're not getting enough sleep, that means that you're not going to be able to go to the gym, get the sweat on, do the things that you need to do in order to have your physical health secured. You got to get your sleep, y'all. Dr. Matthew Walker has done plenty of study and has written that book, Why We Sleep, for us to just break it down real simply to know that our physical health is greatly impaired with lack of sleep. The fourth thing about not getting enough rest is impaired driving. Now, if you have DUI before, driving under the influence. I'm not saying that I have. Certainly I don't have any DUIs on my record, but driving is really, really challenged with lack of sleep. Lack of sleep can make you fall asleep at the wheel, and now that is a total catastrophe, tragedy waiting to happen. It's happened to me many times on my way from Nashville to Atlanta to pick up my little baby girl. It was my turn to be with her. There was one time I remember specifically, I was like, baby girl, I'm going to pull over because the road did like this to me. It did like this. I was like, what? Why did the road just do that? That's what the road did to me. So when Matthew Walker, Dr. Walker, had this in his book, I was like, oh yeah, that's what that was. But I knew better. I pulled over to like a rest stop, and I kicked my chair back, and I was out. I told baby girl, she was probably like 6 or 5 at the time. I said, baby, you could do this over here or this in the back, but don't come over here. That's what I said. And she was apparently good because we didn't get turned on or put in drive, and we didn't go into the building or the woods or anything like that. We didn't do that. She was a great kid. I probably slept for about an hour, and I was able to get back on the road and drive again without the road doing like this to me, which possibly could happen when you are DUI. Yeah, but I don't know about that because I've never had a DUI. But I have tried to drive while I was super tired, and it did not work so well. So it can impair your driving, get your sleep. And the last thing about sleep is that it can, if you don't get enough sleep, it can increase the risk of Alzheimer's disease. Now, my grandmother had Alzheimer's disease. I didn't really consider that it was a possibility that she wasn't getting enough sleep, but it seemed like every time I was up, she was up. It seemed that way. Grandma was walking around the house and stuff, so, okay. But the reason why it can cause Alzheimer's disease is because plaque builds up, or proteins called amyloid plaque build up in our brain. And we have this set of cells called glial cells. There's different sets of glial cells, but the particular glial cells that we're talking about are the microglia. The microglia need to be most active when you are sleeping. And they actually get most active in the non-REM first part of when you start going to sleep. And what we're doing is we are washing out the extra protein that comes from the metabolized waste products, or good products now becoming waste products through metabolism, and it needed to basically get them cleared out. If you don't get enough sleep, then that waste product toxin, that amyloid plaque, builds up in a way that it just doesn't get washed out, and now you have decreased brain function because of amyloid plaque, and that is Alzheimer's disease. So that's number 5. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. Right at this time, we have hit almost 36,000 views on the channel. And I feel like that is great. And I'd like to thank now the 326 subscribers. I'd like to thank each and every one of you. Thank you so much for subscribing and being a great, great watcher of the channel and supporter of the channel. So if you agree with one or some of the things that I've said here today, please send it to a friend. Please share it with a friend. Let's get the word out there that there is a health and wellness channel out there that is just for the people, for your health and wellness. Please like and subscribe, and we will talk to you later.